Hello and welcome to SRK Grid Live. We are going to be drawing the grids for this weekend's Herefordshire 100. At which track, Sam? Where is Herefordshire 100?
Where is Herefordshire? I don't know. Hereford.
Could be anywhere, really, couldn't it? So we are the SSC promotions organisers, Sam and Luke. We are coming off the last round we had at Formula Fast a few weeks ago. Sam, how did you do at Formula Fast?
I did all right. I got a penalty.
That's what you remember from it.
Yeah, it was a good day. Good day. I think I could have cleaned up and won both, but wasn't meant to be with the penalty I picked up. Yeah, really enjoyed it, and glad to see Seb finally got his first win. Actually, that was quite nice.
That was nice, yeah. And Luke, you didn't race. How did you find it?
Yeah, it was focusing more on the organising side and helping you out, which was quite refreshing to do it in a different side and be able to not have to worry about driving and doing both. So
Yeah, that was nice.
Going forward for next year is that's what I'm going to be doing.
Spoilers. Okay, yeah. Well, with that in mind, we all return to racing this weekend at Herefordshire for the endurance rounds, which is the first of our 4-part championship. So the plan for this evening, we're going to do the junior draw first. Then I'm going to desperately struggle to explain the endurance for a while because we have loads of strange rules. Then we're going to do the draw for the match qualifying, which again I will probably struggle to explain properly. And that'll be it, because it'll be quite a quick one today. So let's jump straight into the junior draw. As ever, you can see this on Race Hub. So I'll post the link down here because I think it's quite small on the actual stream. But there we go. Right, so we have 31 drivers to draw this evening. Ballmaster, have you prepped your balls?
I have.
Very exciting, right. Okay, I guess we better start with Sam. Sam, are you ready to go?
Yes. First driver we shall have from SRK Rookies, Samuel Hughes.
We have number 9.
Oh, so exciting.
That was crippled with excitement. Okay, next one. We have Spencer Mowat for SK Rookies. These are 2 drivers making their first appearance this weekend.
We have number 16.
Nice. Next up, we have Ashley Haynes St. Quintin. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you did it.
Yay.
Number 25.
And next to be drawn is our driver who won the last Herefordshire round, Ollie Clout, who's racing for the Herefordshire Raceway Kart team. Probably one of the favourites again.
Got number 7.
After that, we have, I don't know too much about this one actually, Albie Neuer. Neuer? Sorry if I said that wrong.
Got number 20.
25. Albie. Finn Williams from Hall Pass, best of 4th last season, but he's only got a 13th so far this season.
Got number 21.
After that, we have another Hall Pass racing driver, Ian Hughes.
Number 5.
Joe Radford from the Teacher Racing. He's had a best of 17th so far in his 3 races he's done with us.
Number 11.
How are we going? Nice and fast? Cool. Next up, we have from Team 22 Racing, Aaron Bell. Best of the season is 23rd.
Got number 3.
It's a good draw, isn't it? Got a pole there. Nad Noy for SRK Rookies, best of 23rd so far.
Number 22.
Strange ball.
And a junior from Vitice Racing, we have Callum Oatley. Best finish has been 12th.
Got number 28.
Lewis Fox from Hall Pass Academy. He should be a decent one to watch as well. He got 3rd place at round 2, and I think he might be local to the track, so keep your eye on that driver.
Got number 12.
After that, a Herefordshire Raceway kart team driver. 19th is the best finish so far. I have Finley Bennett.
Number 24.
Anderson Palmer from Team 22. Missed the last round at Formula Fast.
Number 23.
And a Swift Cooper Junior, Hassan Latif, which has finished 12th so far as the fastest. Best result.
Got number 31.
Lewis Flew. Next up from Hall Pass Academy, he got his best result of 10th last time out at Formula Fast.
Then we've got number 10.
What's interesting actually now is every single name we're about to say have all had a inside the top 10 finish as well.
It's competitive, isn't it? Like the juniors this year.
Yeah, definitely. And next up, we have Herefordshire Racing Junior Sam Gaskell.
Got number 8.
Ryan Fisher from Hall Pass. He has had a second before, but only a best of 8th this season. So we're waiting for Ryan to start getting some higher results.
Number 19.
And from the Stallone Campione Racing team, we have Jack Gillard, best finish for 7th.
Got number 18.
And also from Stallone is Aaron Ball, who's best of 9th so far, but he's quite consistent. So that's why he's making his way up the championship.
I got number 6.
And having a top 5 finish this year, we have Jake Holly from Swift Cooper.
Oh, dropped the ball. Number 1.
Ooh, number 1.
Seth Redmond from Hall Pass. He got his best finish of 4th at one of the rounds. I can't remember where. 2 probably.
It was at Castle Q. I got number 15.
After that, with a best finish of 7th from Swift Cooper again, we have Bertie Thomas.
Got number 27.
Max Reed from Stallone. He hasn't had a podium yet, but he is the most likely, I think, because he's had 4th a couple of times now, I believe.
Got number 29.
After that, from Shrekkers or Wreckers, highest finish of 2nd, which I think was at Formula Fast, was Harrison Greviner.
That was Johnny Franken, the other guy, but he got 2nd at Coombe, I think.
Okay. It's number 14.
So Henry Barrington, and how competitive is the championship? He's in 6th place overall, and he's had 2 wins. And we've only had how many rounds? Like 5 rounds now, and he's 6th in the championship with 2 wins. That's wild.
And he's number 13.
Oof, unlucky.
That pretty much explains that, yeah.
After that, we have reigning champion James Burgess. Best so far this season is a 3rd.
We got number 4.
Jacob Ekwil, who almost won at Herefordshire last time, and he was passed by Ollie Clegg right near the end. So can he avenge from last time?
Number 26.
After that, from Shrekkers or Wreckers again, best finish of 2nd at Formula Fast was Johnny Frankham.
Got number 17.
Frederick Navarro from BSR. I think I've done all the BSR drivers today, but he got his first win at Formula Fast, and he is now sat 2nd overall. He is definitely the form driver.
Number 2.
There you go.
I think the driver that's currently leading the championship then, Alexander McCutcheon.
And he has number 30.
Oh, that was close, wasn't it? I thought that wasn't going to work then. All right, cool. So we can run up to 34 in the juniors. So there's our list. So these 35s and 36s will disappear. And of course, any dropouts will just move everybody up. Get any late entries now, they'll take spots 32, 33, 34 in order. But yeah, what are you seeing? Any juicy races there?
Yeah, we got Heat 3 right at the very, very back, 11th and 12th. Jacob Equal and Ollie Clegg side by side. They're going to probably want to fire through the field. And Alexander McCutcheon is also 4th in that race. So that's going to be quite a tough one.
Heat 4 with Burgess and Barrington.
Yeah, Burgess, Barrington 1-2. That could be a fight for the win the whole way. That could be Burgess's to lose there. And
Heat 8, very tough at the front there with
yeah,
Gaskell,
good,
Frankham and Equal.
and Fisher as well.
And then Fisher behind them. That's a tough heat, that.
We're going to probably know who is our best chances at winning the championship after this, because we've only got 2 more rounds after this, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Got Red Lodge and Buckmore. So that'll be 75% through the championship. What a silly championship. Why is it over already?
This could well be if someone was to have a bad round at this round and they're just outside the top 5, it could be their chances over at winning the championship. So
Yeah.
someone like Henry Barrington, for example, currently outside the top 5, if he has another bad result, that could be game over. But if he has a good result, he could shoot right up.
Right, yeah, cool. That was lovely and easy. And now we're going to go on to a very complicated thing. But it's happened. It's been run. Luke, I need you to get 12 balls, please. So
I believe I have done it.
Okay, cool. Well, we're not ready yet, but let me struggle to explain first. Okay, so presumably people are going to watch this, but I will explain it at the weekend as well. But what we've got here is a knockout system here, and we got 4 rounds to this. So each team, if they had a team of 4, will have 1 driver go out in each round. They're going to submit their lineups after this draw this evening, and they won't know until the day, or no one else will know until the day, who's going to go out in each round, is I think what we discussed earlier on. But each matchup is a 1v1 one-lap sprint session, basically. So you're going to start from the grid at Herefordshire, you're going to roll off down the bridge onto the start-finish straight, 1 flying lap. Then you're going to finish the lap onto the grid again, swap carts, same again, and then the fastest aggregate lap goes through to the next round, but you also choose which cart you take with you. So this will not only decide the grid, but it will also decide the carts that you race in as well. So Sam, what were you saying about the fella at the Kart World Championship earlier on?
Yeah, so some of you may know Dennis Holler, a vice world champion at the moment. He actually took the slowest kart all the way to the grand final in the matchmaking so that he passed that kart on to his biggest opponent. And he did do it. He went all the way with the bad kart. And very risky, because obviously if you lose in the semi-final or round 2 or round 3, you're stuck with it. Generally, you drive the 2 karts, you like one more, you take that to the next round. So if you lose that one, you have a chance at getting a slightly better kart. But if you go all the way, you'll have free reign of the karts that you've used all the way through, which is, it's a good system and it's good fun.
Yeah, it is good fun. I've run it a couple of times at Team Sport, and it's good to watch and good to be in as well. And it's quite high pressure. So first time running at Herefordshire, we may not be able to do it the other rounds, so enjoy it while it's on. Just because Destruction's such a long lap, and still waiting to hear from Red Lodge and Rye House. But
we will try to have it. It's just whether or not the tracks let us, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. So we're going to draw now just the first round. There's only going to be 12 draws here, but that will decide whereabouts in the bracket that you are. We'll probably go a little bit slower with this one so we can talk about each team as well. But we're going to go in reverse order from the entry list that we put on Facebook. So, Sam, have you got that in front of you?
I do indeed. So, reverse order.
I should explain as well that because we are limited by the laws of mathematics, 4 teams are going to have a bye to round 2 because it's impossible to do this with 12 teams. But the rest of the championship is based on 16 teams anyway, so it should work a bit nicer. So, luck of the draw here. If you get a bye to round 2, good for you. We haven't rigged it. It's just luck. So Let's get going. Off you go.
So first team up, which is 12th on the entry list, we have your car group, which is Harrison and James Gravenor. Gravenor?
And we have number 6.
So we know that they're going to have a
fight for the first round.
Indeed, and they are a team of 2. So they're going to submit their drivers kind of like A-B, A-B. So they can't, as far as I know, go back-to-back, because if they suddenly use all their drivers up and get knocked out in round 2, the other driver wouldn't have had a go. So that's the plan with that. So say that they managed to get all the way through to the final, they would have had both their drivers race twice. Does that make sense so far, Luke and Sam?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, cool. It's the tip of the iceberg.
So for teams with 3 drivers, all 3 drivers have to have a go, and then if they get through to the final, they then can choose which one of those 3 drivers does the final.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and
Okay.
Teams are forward straightforward. Okay, next draw we're going to have is for HRKT, who again probably one of the favourites. It's Ollie Clegg and Ryan Hazel. So let's see where they end up at the start.
Number 10.
Okay, so they will have to race
Ooh,
in.
they have to knock someone out as well.
There you go. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's so it's numbers 1 to 4 that get a bye. Remember, this is completely random, drawn out of a bag. So
And next up is Shrekers or Wreckers, which are currently TBC. Am I right?
It's me. So I've already got a penalty because I couldn't confirm my drivers by midnight yesterday. So I got 5 seconds to stop one. I make the rules and I can't even follow them. But that unfortunately my teammate had to drop out. So we'll have a plan, some kind of plan.
Cool.
What we got?
Yes, number 3.
Oh, actually, that works.
Did you get a buy-in?
Yeah.
This is a fix.
I was really hoping that would be the case because now I can actually help. To be clear, I would be quite happy to start in last. I don't mind. So,
yeah. Maybe that should be your penalty. You have to fight HRKT in the first round.
Well, I won't see them until round 3 if we go through there. All right.
It's true.
Team 22 Racing B. So this is a mix of this is our first mix of 1 Circ 2 driver and 2 Circ Junior drivers.
We've got number 11.
Ooh, against your car group.
There we go. So that's the first matchup.
That's actually a team of Circ 2 and Circ Juniors against a team of Circ 2 and Circ Juniors.
It is, yeah.
It's worked out quite well.
They're 2 of the probably least experienced teams on that list, actually. So you'll already see somebody going through to round 2 that is may not have got through if they were paired against one of like the BSR teams, for example. You know,
Are you calling us out?
Yeah, just usually choke and do it wrong anyway.
So next up we have Team 22 Racing A, which is their Circ 1 version of the team, I think. Adrian Perez, George Braund, and Mark O'Grady.
Ooh, and we got number 1.
Ah,
so
free
they go
pass.
Oh no! So you know what that means?
That's your old teammate.
Oh no!
Please,
so that means that I can already put you through. Actually, yeah. So this pair up here in round 2, we already know who that's going to be. But yeah, again, this is a work in progress, so it might need some tweaking. It might mean that if we have buys at this early stage, that they get flipped later on in the season. But this is just the plan for now. Let's see if it works.
Just a bit of fun. I think what we should do is if we get this same thing happen next round, those that got a free pass this round won't get it again next round.
Yeah, they won't be allowed to.
I think that's probably a fair way. So if on this round you get shafted, next round you'll have the chance, if there's any gaps, to get a free pass, basically. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Cool.
What you'll see there is that because we're both going through to the next round, we're both going to have a cold cart as well. So we won't know anything about that. So in theory, we'll have a worse matchup in round 3, whoever wins that one. Right.
Cool.
Next one up is Batici Racing. So this is 2 Circ 2s and 2 Circ Juniors.
So we have Sam Oatley, Jordan Moore, Callum Oatley, and Joseph Radford.
Got number 9.
Okay, there we go. So against an unknown driver. I should very briefly explain the rules with Circ 1, 2, Circ 2 Junior. So what we have got here, in Batici Racing is a good example here. That team weight 320 kilos. So that's 4 times 80. So we expect them to weigh up to, the Circ 2s will be at about 80 kilos each, we reckon. And the juniors probably will end up at about 50, 60 kilos. So we're talking about, 122, 280, 40 kilos off the edge. Now, we have consulted a couple of drivers and decided to go back to the original half a second per kilo. So that's a 20-second penalty at pit stop 1 for that team, roughly. We won't know this until we've done the official weigh-in on the day. I'm probably already confusing everyone anyway, but that's 20 seconds standstill for that team at pit stop 1 because they don't weigh up to the limit there. You are allowed to add weight at this round, but you may find that later in the championship you're not allowed to add weight. It's one of the things about this particular championship.
Best way to explain it, I suppose, is your team weight needs to be 320 kilos for you to not receive additional penalty in your first pit stop. So, for example, my team, we are all weighing up to 80, but in the next round, one of us may not be able to, so we'll take the penalty in the next round. And we don't know which way is going to be a faster way, because it could be that the penalty is actually quicker. You could gain that time up by having a lighter driver just powering through the field. So, yeah. Who have we got next?
Then you got another thing as well. So you're going to get a 2-second penalty for every Circ 2 driver on the team as well. Circ 1 driver.
Circ 1, yeah.
Circ 1 driver. So those teams that have absolutely stacked their lineup, like BSR Slater, you're going to have 4 seconds added to pit stop 1, buddy.
Oh, 2 drivers stacked.
Actually, it may well be doubled as appropriate. I can't remember what it said in the rulebook, but I'll have a look at that later on. It may actually be 6 seconds.
Well, what you're basically saying there is, across the race, can a Circ 1 driver be ahead of a Circ 2 driver by 2 seconds?
That's basically what we're saying, because we talked about it yesterday, and we're looking at around about, I think we ended up calculating it says 0.6 seconds a lap across 100 laps or 100 minutes, didn't we? So it's pretty much there. We may have it's called balance of performance. We may have a better system in place for later rounds, but this is what we're going with for now. Okay, cool. Who's getting drawn next? I think Sam, you're next.
Yeah, so next up we have Swift Cooper, which is 1 Circ 1 driver, Luke Cooper, and 3 juniors, Bertie Thomas, Jake Holly, and Hassan Latif.
What are you thinking, Luke? Why have you only got 1 Circ 1 driver on the team?
What's the weight plan here?
Yeah, so don't really have so much of a weight plan. I kind of play it a bit by ear, but the plan is mostly for the juniors to have practice before the main event and have a bit of fun doing this. And well, I might try and weigh myself up more so the team weight goes up.
I was going to say, I'll chuck the kettle on when you're having your first pit stop, and I'll sit with you for 5 minutes, because you're going to be waiting a while.
It's probably going to be a hefty first pit stop, but yeah.
But that's that light driver starts though, so it'll be that poor light driver sat there thinking, Luke's there like chowing down his burgers, like having a great time.
Right, we can get the driver back the cart, can't we, and just let him stand there for a minute, stretch his legs or something.
But the realism is that you're going to have 75% of the race, your driver's going to be flying around, but you're going to make up for that long penalty. So yeah, it could be interesting to see. You guys could undo your penalty and then drive off into the distance. So yeah,
potentially.
I won't be getting in your way, put it that way.
Right, who's next? What number have you got?
We have got number 7.
Oh no!
Against the Hereford team.
Oh, that's brilliant. A great plan you had there.
I always seem to rig this the worst possible way.
You could have literally picked any ball there, and we wouldn't have known.
Okay, next we have Stallone Campione Racing, which is Zach Swannell, and I actually made an error on the graphic. It's Alex McCutcheon, not Max Reed. I got that wrong, so there's no penalty. And Aaron Bull is also on that team.
Okay. And we got number 2.
Oh, they go through as well. Now, I was told about that driver being correct, and I didn't listen, so it's my fault. Okay, so they have automatically gone through to round 2. There we go. That'll work nicely for a team of 3. Easy.
Well, there's only 1 space left to be benefited, and there's 3 BSR teams and 1 Hall Pass team remaining. So we have Zach Venn's team of Hall Pass Racing. Alongside him, he has Ryan Taylor, Ryan Fisher, and Finley Williams. So 2 Circ 1s, 2 juniors. I'm not sure their weighted plan. I don't know what they're thinking of doing.
Okay, we got number 5.
Ooh.
I'm a bit disappointed about that. I wanted 2 BSR.
I was wondering if it was going to happen.
No, right. Does that mean they're all going to be?
They're all going to be
separated.
Yeah.
That's disappointing. Can we start again? I mean,
yeah,
I'm not like
I was really hoping it was going to happen too.
All right. Well, Okay, first of the BSR teams, and I berated BSR forever about their stupid team names, but they're not good at creativity. I'm very sorry. So, BSR Durant.
He'll get the free
BSR
pass.
Durant.
Number 8.
Oh, yeah,
Viticci.
BSR. We didn't even say who was on the team. Who's on the team?
So we
Neil
have
Durant.
Neil Durant, Jennifer Tompkins, and Jacob Equal. 2 Cirque ones.
Yeah, nice. Okay, all right, 2 to go. One of them's going to race against Hall Pass, and one of them's going to go through and race Stallone.
Well, next up is my team, BSR Slater, and it's consists of myself, Gabe Quinter, and Henry Barrington.
It's a strong team.
It's number 4.
Yes.
Oh no!
Have you
Well,
seen who we've got to face in the next
Yeah,
round?
you against Stallone in round 2. That's a good pairing. That's a strong pairing as well.
Which means number 12.
Hall Pass
So
versus
that puts
BSR Miller.
BSR Miller, Seb Miller, Chris Bull, and Frederick Navarro against Hall Pass Racing. It's just got spicy.
There we go. All right, so that is your bracket. This is on Race Hub as well if you're struggling to squint, but that's the plan. So what we'll do is send out probably a form, or maybe I'll just message the team bosses and get them to submit their driver lineup based on this draw. But ideally, don't tell anyone. BSR will probably know because they got a big group chat. But when we get to the day, we want it to be almost a surprise, so that people aren't just kind of like chopping and changing all the time. But yeah, that's an interesting bracket. What are the who's going to go through then from round 1 to round 2? What do you guys think?
Well, I think the interesting one is going to be Hall Pass versus BSR Miller. It's interesting to see, because who do you think, now they know who they're against, they can kind of pick who they want to fight first. So
Do you reckon they'll both pick a junior driver to start, or?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, the juniors will obviously be a little bit lighter, possibly a bit faster, but then the Cirque ones will probably be able to just nail the first lap pretty quickly, I would have thought, from experience. So I don't know. I don't know who you would put first. I'd quite like to see Seb Miller versus Zach Venn.
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah. We won't know until the time, yeah. And BSR Slater versus Stallone in round 2. The winner of that will likely race against... Well, I don't know, actually. BSR Durant got a good kind of draw there. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah. So
anything could go wrong.
I mean, Viticci could put Perez through to try and knock out Durant nice and early. Oh, that's not Viticci. Sorry, what are we talking about? I don't know. It depends on their juniors. If their juniors are not weighted, they might put one of them forward.
But they've only got one in each round. There you go. So it's kind of like a penalty shootout is the idea we're going for here. What you'll find then is those 4 matches in round 1 will all happen at the same time. They will all roll off the grid every few seconds, every like 3 or 4 seconds. And we're looking for quite a quick fire set of matches there. And it should take around 10-15 minutes in total if we're doing it right. Right, so that's the plan for the bracket. And then I guess I'll probably just briefly kind of struggle to explain some of these rules quickly. And you two can play devil's advocate and tell me what you think about some of this stuff. Because I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. So please. Right. So let's just talk through some of these rules very quickly, all right? So all rounds count in the championship. That's pretty straightforward. So the lineup and the balance of performance we briefly touched on. Smaller teams will have their lightest driver double tripled. So let's say your car group, that's a good example, Cirque 2 and a Cirque J. That Cirque J driver is going to be tripled to get the 320k. Roughly.
So it could be one's at 80, another one's at 60. So it would be essentially, because you need 4 drivers to make the full team weight, it will be 60 tripled, so it'll be 80, 60, 60, 60. So they'll actually be 60 kg short still, won't they?
Exactly. And your BSR teams, 2 Cirque 1s and Cirque J, that Cirque J is going to be double.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, every 1k under the team limit equals an additional going back to half a second added to the first pit stop. Now, the way that these pit stops are going to work, I might as well jump ahead to that pit stops thing. You've got to do 3 stops during this race. The first one is in a pit window, and we are going to allocate that. So we're going to allocate it from reverse order qualifying. We're going to tell you exactly when you're coming in. we're going to add your time penalty based on your weight to that stop at the beginning. It's a 15-second normal stop go plus whatever time penalty you've got.
Mm-hmm.
For the rest of the race, those extra 2 stops, up to you when you do it. As long as that first pit window is finished, it's up to you. You do have to hit 20 minutes per driver in whatever variety you want, and we are going to be keeping track of that as well.
So to give an example, just to kind of help people understand, if we look at Team 22 Racing A, you've got Adrian Perez, who's going to be 80, George Braund, who's going to be 80, Mark O'Grady, who's going to be 80, and they don't have a 4th driver. So their lightest driver is going to be 80, therefore that will be doubled. So they technically have a 4th invisible driver, that will be 80, therefore their team weight will be 320. So they will have no penalty added on for being underweight. However, they do have one Circ 1 driver, which is Adrian Perez. So their total pit stop will be plus 2 seconds. So it'll be 15 seconds plus 2. Therefore, their pits...
Plus 4, because they got a double, haven't they? So.
Well, it'll be their lightest driver that's doubled, wouldn't it?
On the Circ 1, though. The Circ 1 driver gets doubled as well.
Okay, fine. Yeah, there you go then. So 4, so it'll be 19-second pit stop for that team. If there's a team like Luke's, which is filled with drivers that are 50, 60 kilograms, the pit stop could be a whole minute long.
So what's going to happen is we're going to qualify last. We're then going to have to be the first to pit, and everyone's going to have to wait for ages for us to serve our penalty.
And then you're going to go out later in the race weighing 150 kilos.
So there's a common trend here, and I think the best thing to do probably is to
not that. Get more teams.
Yeah.
Right, cool. So yeah, that's the plan with those. It's a 15-second stop go on any of those stops, just because we're allowing for driver changes, that sort of thing. Up to you if you want to change drivers in that first pit window. You can if you want. If you're on a team of 4, it will make sense to do it then, so you don't have to pit again.
Yeah, there's a minimum of 3 stops.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, cool. And you can't add more than 20 kilos to an individual driver, and that is just for safety. So say we've got some tiny child, we can't add another tiny child in the car. No piggybacking. Right, so yeah, that's the plan on that. That actually was a little bit painless. Did all of that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Have you got any questions about anything? Because you can make me look stupid now by asking me questions if you like.
Nope, I'm good. I quite understand it.
So yeah, one question that we've had is in terms of a wet race and the penalty, because sometimes being light in the wet can actually be a disadvantage.
It's something that came up recently, so it may well be that we just negate the weight penalty if it's a wet race, but we have to see how it goes. I don't think there's going to be a wet race this weekend, but it's one of those things that we just have to decide.
Play by ear.
Yeah. There's 4 rounds to this.
But we're talking
it
has to be full wet line for this to happen. If it's a damp circuit, you still get a nice pull away on the straights. Perhaps there'd be a clause where the penalty is halved or something if it's a damp, and then completely removed if it's full wet.
Yeah. It's kind of like in MotoGP when they have a wet race, right? So someone at some point declares it.
Yeah.
So
well, which should be your job.
Probably my job, or maybe the race director themselves, their job.
So we need to give you a flag while you're driving around. So if it's raining, you can then wave your flag to let everyone know it's a wet race.
Right. And then the only other thing to mention that's not on here is we're going to control the getting into the car aspect a little bit more. So I'll mention it at the weekend, but we don't want people just hopping in and out all over the place, because we need to keep track of stint lengths, penalties, who's going on, that sort of thing. So there'll be one entry to the pit lane every single time you do a driver change. You check in with the organisers, and we'll tell you what to do next. We'll make sure someone's weighed as well for the outcoming driver.
So we have I'm assuming a box in the pit lane, which is the clock starts when they're stationary in the box or at the line. Any speeding in the pit lane? Have we discussed a penalty?
It'd probably be an additional penalty, but that'll be up to the track to decide. So we'll talk to Chris at the weekend.
I mean, I'd probably say something like plus 5 seconds if they speed
That'd
in.
Be realistic, yeah.
Or if it's speeding in the pit lane, it could just be another pit stop, which would really be painful.
Either way, we're kind of spitballing at this point, so we won't try and pull rules out of our bum at this point. But that's the plan.
We'll cover this in the briefing on the day just to clarify. But that's fine.
And the other thing will be penalties for contact will be decided by the tracks as well.
Mm-hmm. Those time penalties, those penalties will probably be time penalties added to pit
Added
stops.
to the team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the pit
That's what
stops.
you have in
Okay.
any racing, right?
I was thinking post race because if you
Well, if it's in the last stint, it'll have to be post race or potentially an extra pit stop, which could kill.
Yeah.
Either way, this is something that will be track specific. And then I guess the idea thing to mention is it's a 2-wide rolling start as well, because that's fun.
Fair enough.
So I don't think anyone's ever done a 2-wide rolling start at Herefordshire before, so that'll be good. So that's the plan for the weekend. 8:15 arrival, so might as well set off now, nice and early. And once the Enduro's finished, you're welcome to stick around and watch the juniors. And juniors, if you want any practice in between Enduros and juniors, there is a little bit of space there. So that's the plan there. If you've got any questions, feel free to email, shoot us a message on Facebook. But yeah, that's pretty much the plan for all of that. Anything else you want to add, fellas?
No, all good with me.
Good. Well, once again, thank you to Revolution Audio, our season sponsor. Thank you to Barnaby's. And we don't actually have a sponsor for this round. So have a look. If anyone else wants to sponsor any rounds this year, please get in touch. It costs £50 per round. And that's the plan for all of that team. So I think we will bid you goodbye, and we'll see you at 8:15 on Sunday.
See you later.
Goodbye.